how would you describe Korean language? I thought you were going to be like, Korean language is a language that you find in East Asia.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
The translation is like, oh, can you go to the store? And the person responds, me? And I'm like, he just said, can you go to the store? Are you an idiot? On the other hand, an idiot.
Wow. So like, wait, who's the subject? Who's the object? How do they relate to each other? Who's doing, it's like, it's so hard. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Pagoda One with
John from America.
Joanne from Canada.
And it is I, George from the UK. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about another side of the coin of learning Korean, which is the actual language itself. Thank you for the miming. Mm-hmm.
This is the language side. This was the what side? Environmental side.
Sure. We're going to talk about linguistic features of the Korean language today.
Ooh.
I mean, of course, we're all experts on the Korean language.
Mm-hmm. Down pat.
Scholars.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Fluent scholars.
I bet I'm probably more fluent than most Koreans.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if someone comes up to me and speaks Korean thinking that I'm actually fluent.
They might.
I'm like, nay.
They might, yeah.
Well, now I'm curious. How would you describe Korean language?
I mean, in like specifics, like describing things.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, Korean language is a language that you find in East Asia.
Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't need AI. You have me.
So we're going to talk about linguistic features of the Korean language that are difficult for foreigners, non-Koreans to learn. Okay, Joanne, what's your feature that you'd like to say?
Well, at least when I was learning Korean was the fact that Korean has a lot of very specific words to describe things. Like a really easy example that I can think of is, I'm going to go visit my aunt tomorrow. In Korean, there are multiple different words to describe your aunt. So you can say terms. Like imo or gomo, depending on which side of the family they are. But it could also be like my oldest aunt on my father's side. So like 큰 imo, or like, I don't know what the opposite is. But
Other imo. Yeah.
Other imo.
It's just very... Oh gosh, John. It's just very specific in comparison.
Kinship term is really interesting.
For sure.
Every language is different, but Korean has very specific ones for almost every type of family relationship.
One thing that as I communicate in Korean, things that cause the most misunderstanding are high context situations. So Korea is a high context language, meaning you have to not just read the context of what you're talking about. You have to read the context of the mood, the situation, and even situations that have happened before or expected to happen in the future. So they might leave out a lot of words that would be key words in English, but are no longer keywords in Korean because they expect you to understand that situation. I remember when I first watched Korean dramas, the translation is like, oh, can you go to the store? And the person responds, me? And I'm like, he just said, can you go to the store? Are you an idiot?
Yeah.
I was, on the other hand, an idiot.
Wow.
Because the actual sentence is just go to store.
Yeah.
Who?
Literally.
Who goes to the store?
Who goes to the store? You, me, that girl over there? Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I still don't know which one's which. For us to form a sentence in Korean, it's like we have to think backwards almost. And also the verb goes at the end of the sentence. You're like, wait, who's the subject? Who's the object? How do they relate to each other? Who's doing it's like
is this verb an adjective to describe the subject?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Even though they both end in hada.
Yes.
One's an adjective, one's a verb.
One's an adjective.
Yes, adjectives can be just verbs in Korean. All the time.
Right. Classic example, ipuda. For the longest time, I thought ipuda was a verb because the da at the end, but actually you use it as an adjective.
I think we've heard some good examples, but pronunciation of certain phonemes, certain sounds in Korean is super, super hard, unintelligible for me. I would say it's like the pairs. So, the sounds that have like two very similar ones, where it's a consonant or like the double consonant. I'm not going to try and pronounce them.
Like the double gyo.
Yeah, maybe some examples on the screen here.
You're like, I'm like out of this territory.
I'm trying to pronounce the difference between these two sounds, which are to us sound basically the same. But there's a subtle difference that can change obviously the whole word because it's a different sound. Yeah.
I am terrible at differentiating the difference between a, like this, and a, like
vowels,
with the two lines.
Yeah, and a. Yeah.
I just know visually what they look like, but they sound to me exactly the same.
Or the fact that the e sound is also a.
Right.
Often.
Yes. I do have another thing that does make Korean really difficult to learn, and that's because a lot of, I guess, the younger generation really love making up words. They love it.
Young whippersnappers making up language.
Gen Z.
For like words that I would normally understand, they condense into like really short
Abbreviations,
forms. Abbreviated words. Common ones would be like right? Ice Americano.
Ice, yeah.
So on a conversational basis, sometimes I have no idea what some of my friends are saying because they're just using abbreviations to each other.
So those are various linguistic features. There are more. How about you share in the comments if you have anything that you think is especially difficult about learning Korean?
Or any language.
Or any language, yeah. Don't forget to like. So, let's try that again. Don't forget to
Like.
Comment.
subscribe and
Share.
Click the bell first, and then you can share.
ding,
Okay.
and share.
Ding ding share. Ding dong share.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.